In this video, we're going to talk about underglaze applications, specifically paper resist, sgraffito, mishima/inlay, and slip trailing. Let's get started. Underglaze is basically just color with no melting agents in it. It can be applied to leather hard, bone dry, or bisqueware clay. Always make sure to shake your underglaze really well to reconstitute it. You may even have to add some water to it and mix it around with the tool first. I always use a really soft brush, and this helps prevent streaks. You can cut out any shape out of paper, and you always have the option to use the positive or negative shape, and it's really just up to you what you think is best. To attach the paper to your clay, I always just use a damp sponge and you kind of just pat it on there. If you need a little bit of extra moisture, you can always use a spray bottle too. You don't want to use too much because your piece could fall apart from the extra moisture. Continue this process until you can see that there are no gaps, and then let it dry. You'll want to apply 2 to 3 coats of underglaze. If your underglaze is too thin, you'll be able to see through it to the clay beneath. And I'm just going to repeat this process for the second shape. Now you can carefully peel the paper away from your design, and hopefully all of your edges were sealed so you have nice clean lines. If not, you can always go back and adjust those with a sponge or a little tool. So this is just a really fun way you can play around with positive and negative shapes with your ceramic work. So here I've painted on my underglaze and I've let it dry all the way so it's dry to the touch. I'm going to use this ballpoint needle tool to carve clean designs into my leather hard clay. This technique is called sgraffito. When you're all done carving, you can wait until it's bone dry, and all of those little burrs and raised edges you can just brush away. For mishima, here I've done some carving again with the ballpoint needle tool, and I have cleared away all the burrs and made sure that the carving is relatively deep. And now I'm just going to paint on some underglaze, and I'm really focusing on filling in all of the carved areas. Make sure that the underglaze is completely dry before you move on to the next step, especially in those carved areas. Here I'm just using a clean damp sponge to remove the extra underglaze. You'll notice that every few wipes I clean out my sponge. This will help everything stay really crisp and clean. Make sure that you don't go overboard with the sponging and blending because you'll smear clay into your carvings. Here I'm using a slip trailer. You'll want to take the pin out and shake it before you use it. You can load these up with any color you'd like. Here, I'm just applying some gentle pressure to squeeze out a small amount of underglaze as I move it across the surface. Getting nice, even lines is a little bit tricky with this tool, so you might practice on a piece of paper or even just on the table and then just wipe it away when you're done. This tool is also really great for putting dots on your artwork. Please make sure that you put the pin back in these when you're done with them as you store them in the cabinet. If you don't, they will definitely be clogged. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed learning how to apply underglaze to your piece. There's definitely a lot of ways beyond what I've shown you in this video to apply your underglaze to your artwork. So just do some research, do some experimenting, and have fun with it.